Your business is paying you to stay exactly the way you are, including the parts of you that are slowly wearing you down, especially those parts. Actually, the overworking, the overgiving, the can't let go, the never drops the ball, whatever your particular thing is, there's a decent chance your business has quietly organized itself to reward it, which means every time you try to stop, the business pushes back because you're trying to quit the exact behavior that's signing your checks. That's a strange position to be in. And almost nobody's naming it. So you end up thinking you just lack discipline, and you don't. You're fighting your own revenue. Hi, I'm Veronica Dietz, founder of Taiki Digital Agency, diagnostic strategist and growth advisor. This is the show where we look at the patterns that keep smart founders stuck and name them clearly enough that you cannot unsee them. This is the aligned edit. Let's edit the noise and look at what's actually happening. I want to talk about the businesses that reward the wound, because this is one of the most expensive patterns I see, and it's almost invisible from the inside. And the reason it's invisible is that it's working, it's profitable, it looks like success. That's the trap. The trap isn't that it's failing, the trap is that it's paying you. Let me set it up. Here we go. Every founder has a thing, a way of operating that isn't actually healthy, but got rewarded so consistently for so long that it stopped looking like a problem and started looking like a personality or structure. Maybe yours is that you over deliver to the point of that's just who you are. And you're going to self assure yourself that this is how you do it. You've always done it this way. This is what your clients expect of you. This is what makes you different. Maybe it's that you can't let anything leave your hands. So you're in everything always. Maybe it's that you say yes to keep the peace, and or you're available at all hours, or make yourself the indispensable one, the one who saves it, the one who handles the impossible thing at the very last second on call. So this is the part that I don't see anyone talking about, and I'm going to talk about it because the market rewards a lot of these. Really do. I mean, we're out here saying with pride we'll pick up the phone on a Sunday afternoon. The founder who over delivers gets glowing testimonials and referrals because, of course, she does. She's giving people 3 times what they paid for. The founder who's available at all hours gets the reputation for incredible service. The founder who can't delegate produces work with a consistency clients love because she touched every inch of it. The founder who makes herself indispensable becomes, well, indispensable. And people pay a premium for indispensable. So the wound gets fed constantly with money, with praise, with proof, and every payment is a tiny vote to keep doing the thing that's hurting you. This is what I mean when I say the structure rewards the wound. It's not a metaphor, it's actually a literal incentive loop. The behavior that's costing you your evenings, your health, your capacity, your mental state, the thing that you keep promising yourself you'll stop, is the same behavior generating the income and the reputation. The business has wrapped its revenue model around your coping mechanism, and a coping mechanism that pays the mortgage is almost impossible to quit because quitting it doesn't feel like growth. It feels like risking the whole thing. I want to be really clear about something because this is where people start to flinch and feel called out. This is not a moral failure. You did not do something wrong. This is just what happens when a survival skill meets a market that happens to reward it. You develop the over delivering, the over controlling, the always available thing for a reason. probably a good one, probably a long time ago too. It protected something, it got you something you needed. And then you built a business, and the business found that behavior and went, oh, this is useful. I can make money off of this. And it built itself around the most reliable engine it could find, which is your wound. The business isn't malicious, it's just efficient. It optimized for what worked. And what worked was you running yourself into the ground. So let's talk about what it costs, because the cost is the whole point and it's super sneaky. The obvious cost is the personal one. You're tired, you're stretched, the thing you said you'd stop doing, you're still doing at 11 at night. Fine. You know that one. You feel that one daily. You acknowledge it. You're planning on addressing it one day. But the cost you don't see is structural, and it's so much bigger. When the business is built on your dysfunction, your business cannot grow past your dysfunction. The over-delivering founder can't scale because the whole model depends on her personality giving more than she's paid for. And you cannot hire that. You cannot systemize that. You cannot teach a team to bleed the clients the way you do. The can't delegate founder hits a hard ceiling at exactly the number of things one human can touch, and not one client more. That's the always available founder. They build a business that collapses the moment she's unavailable, which means she can never actually be unavailable. Which businesses she has built herself is a beautiful, profitable cage. The wound that's making money is the same wound capping the business. It's load bearing, and it's a ceiling at the same time. And you can feel the ceiling. You've been bumping your head on it for a while, but you can't figure out why you can't break through, because the thing stopping you is the same thing you're standing on. You can't remove it. It's holding everything up. So you stay and you bump your head and you assume that you just need to work harder, which means more of the exact behavior that built the ceiling in the first place. That is the trap closing. More effort applied to the wound, reinforcing the wound, raising the ceiling you're trying to break through. You're not stuck because you're not trying. You're stuck because you're trying in the one direction that makes it worse. And here is the cruelest layer. Oh my gosh, the one that keeps people in it for years because it's profitable and everyone around you calls it success. Your peers admire you. Clients are raving. People hold you up as the example, the standard. So now you can't even complain about it because from the outside, you're winning. And who are you to be exhausted inside a business that everyone wants? So you go quiet about it. You carry it alone. You start to think the tiredness is just a price of success and everyone's secretly this depleted and you should be grateful. The reward isn't just keeping you in the pattern. It's keeping you silent about being in it. So, how do you even see this, given how well it's hiding behind your own success? You look for the place where your money and your depletion share a source. That's the tell. Find the part of the business that generates the most income and the most resentment at the same time. The thing clients love most and you dread most. The behavior people praise that you privately wish you could stop. When the praise and the exhaustion are pointing at the exact same activity, you found it. That's the wound the business is paying for. And then, and this is the part that's really hard, you have to be willing to consider that the move is not to do that thing better. The move is to figure out how to build a business that doesn't require that wound to function, which is genuinely scary because it means rebuilding the engine while you're driving. And it means trusting that there's a version of the business that pays you for something other than your own depletion. There it is. But you usually can't see it from inside the loop because the loop is paying you too well to think clearly about leaving it. That's why this one is so hard to solve alone. It's not an information problem. You probably already feel which activity it is. The praise and dread one. The hard part is that you're financially and emotionally entangled with it. And entanglement is the enemy of a clean read. You need someone outside the loop who isn't getting paid by your wound to look at the structure and tell you plainly, here's the part that's load bearing and killing you. And here's what the business could stand on instead. So if you got the activity, the one that pays the most and costs you the most, the thing they praise and you dread, the success that's quietly eating you, you're not undisciplined. You're not ungrateful. You don't need any accountability or motivation or more marketing. You're running a business that's been paying you to stay wounded. And you can't out-discipline an incentive. You have to change what the business rewards. And that's what a direction session is for. 1 hour, you and me, you bring the thing that you can't seem to quit. We find out what your business is actually paying you to do and what it would take to get it paid for something that doesn't cost you. I hope you found this helpful. If it didn't resonate with you, but you might have thought of someone who could relate to it, would you please share this episode? And also, if it did resonate, or you just like listening to my voice, would you leave me a review? I really would love some of this messaging to get out to more of the ears and minds that it could really help. My goal here is to help turn on a light for a founder, for a woman trying to build something, for a woman who is building something, and something just always feels off, or they're just putting in too much effort, too much money, and nothing is changing. My goal is to help. My goal is to help you win, and I want to support you. So thank you for your time. Thank you for the listen. Until next time, talk soon.